Welcome back to Film Room. I'm Adam Kaplan. He's NFL Film's Greg Cosell. And Greg, the nose tackle position is not exactly glamour, but I'll tell you what, these guys get paid. We're going to take a look at Paul Soliai of the Dolphins. He was their franchise player last year. Not a lot of people see this guy, but he's been very productive.
2 years ago, I thought he had a great year. This year, I thought he had a good year. He's a really intriguing player. And nose tackle is one of those positions, as you said, where it's not glamorous, but every team asks their nose tackle to do different things. I mean, here's a perfect example of a play where you see Soliai right here. He's sort of head up, but he's shaded a little bit. We might call this more of a one technique than a zero technique where he'd be head up. But here he defeats a block and moves down the line. That's pretty good movement for a big nose tackle, by the way. But different teams teach the nose tackle position differently. Some guys want their nose tackle to sort of surrender himself. Eat up two blockers, don't worry about making the play.
It's like a two-gap or one-gap scheme.
Other teams want their nose tackle to try to make a play. We've seen Soliai right here. Look at him right here. Get underneath the pads of the center, shove him right back. He made that play. But, you know, the thing that stands out about him is his movement. I think this guy's got pretty good feet for a nose tackle. And look at him rush the quarterback here. I mean, this is really interesting. This is really good movement. See, I think he could play defensive tackle, quite frankly, in a 4-3 as much as be a nose tackle in a 3-4. He's not just a big body that's in the way. This guy actually has good feet, he can move, and I think he's got some scheme versatility.
Okay, and another nose tackle we're going to take a look at is Abreu Franklin, who's kind of bounced around a little bit with the Ravens, with the 49ers, and last season with the Saints. Greg, what does he bring to the table?
I remember a few years ago he had a really good year. And I think he did not have the year I would have expected, because I thought when the Saints brought him in, he'd really be a solid player. But the one thing you're noticing right here, by the way, it's a 4-3 front, not a 3-4 front. And he's basically lined up, head up. Again, that's why nose tackle is a very interesting position. You're really dealing with guys who line up head up over the center, or they line up in gaps. It depends on the front, and it depends then on the scheme.
And remember, Greg, with Baltimore, 3-4, with San Francisco, 3-4, with New Orleans, 4-3.
4-3. Again, he's lined up as this would be what we call a zero technique, head up over the center. He's not in a gap, he's head up over the center. And Franklin does have the ability to do this. I think he's a solid player. I don't think he has the same down-the-line movement. So I think with him, you get a player who's a little more limited.
Now, we look at a guy like Jason Jones of the Tennessee Titans. He's played end, he's played D tackle. This guy's been a very good football player. Not a lot of people know about him, Greg, but you study his tape.
Yeah, I like Jason Jones. And I think, speaking about versatility, he can play end, he can play tackle. He plays it really well. He was in Tennessee when Jim Washburn was in Tennessee. And Washburn used him in a very versatile way. And I think Jones is a guy that he can line up anywhere and be very effective. He's bigger than you think. I mean, I think he's about 6'5", 270, 275 pounds. Here, he's dropping into coverage.
Wow.
He's an athletic player, and he's shown the ability over the years to be a good pass rusher. He's had some injury issues at times, which I think has impacted his ability to be on the field as much as you would like. But I think that in the right scheme, and if he could stay healthy, I think this guy could be a very, very good pass rusher, because I think he's long, he's lanky, he's quick, he's got some athleticism to him. He's a very intriguing player, and I like him a lot. I think that he can add a lot to a defense.
All right, great stuff, Greg. Until next time, he's Greg Cosell. I'm Adam Kaplan.